Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're live
Yeah.
on Facebook Live and Instagram IGTV. Here we are, and it's Friday afternoon. It's 5 o'clock Pacific time. It's tequila time. And you're all here for what? The Suzanne Summers Show. And here she is.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Caroline. My audience.
Well, hello. Hello, hello.
My audience of 2 lives, and then all of you out there. So I can't tell you how I look forward to these afternoons with all of us. And I did an interesting show yesterday for a woman I have not met, but she's just lovely. Her name is Catherine Ford. She has a podcast, and she watches the show all the time. So I hope, Catherine, you're watching tonight. And she and her husband was in a tuxedo, and she was all dressed up in a red dress, and they were having a champagne cocktail party for her podcast. And I thought, something's catching on. Somewhere, all of us in the afternoon like to sit back, like here in Palm Springs and all the way down desert, pretty much everybody in the desert, because it's a lot of retirees here, but also we call it the gay 90s. You know, you either have to be gay or 90 to enjoy living here. And I enjoy living in the gay 90s. And pretty much everybody in this desert right now at 5 o'clock has a cocktail. And when I first moved here and my older friends were doing that, I thought, oh, wow, every day? Now I kind of get it now that we're all doing it together. So, so here we are. And we're doing a supplement show today, and I love talking about supplements. And when I first started writing books on health, a lot of doctors would lament that the public would say, supplements, it's just expensive urine. I tend to disagree. I think those of us who supplement all that we're not getting in our diets and all that we're not getting from the food that we have access to need to supplement to make up for what our body requires to operate. What does our body require to operate?
That food no longer has.
That no longer has.
Because they've screwed up the dirt.
They screwed up our dirt. How about that? How do you screw up dirt? Well, they figured it out. So we need hormones for balance as we age. We need nutrients. The body can't operate without the proper nutrients. And we need minerals. Can't operate without minerals. And so and then, like I'm looking at today at the advances in supplementation. I'm going to talk a lot about Cetalytic Renew, and I just think that is one of the most cutting edge, forward thinking things that came out of, excuse me for doing this, but it's all in this book, A New Way to Age.
Why should we excuse you?
Okay,
you wrote this book. This
I know.
is your book.
I just don't like to. For me, it's not about selling. It's just that this information, this book is life-changing for you, and it still is for me. I refer to this book. And when I finish a book, and I've told you this before, I sit there and I think, because I start a book with no preconceived notion. I walk in as a student with a blank slate. It's so great. I don't need to have any agenda. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a physician. Well, that's a doctor. What came out of this book for me at the end, as I do with every book, is, so what's the takeaway? What did I learn from this? Every single doctor and professional and scientist that I interviewed gave me the same information. It's all about cellular health. And then I thought, of course, you and I, and you, Alan, and you, Caroline, we are all 75 trillion or 65 trillion, depends on who's counting. You can make a mistake when you get up into the 65 and 75 trillions. We are cells. That's what a human being is it's cells.
And I think, this Cetalytics is really important for people who run out of gas.
Yeah.
If you're running out of gas,
get gut renew.
Okay. Yeah, right. Get gut renew. But the
Yeah.
Cetalytics are really interesting. You're
Yeah.
going to explain that later on.
And we have we have made our Cetalytic Renew even better, and it's got biophysitin in it. And I love to get it down to basic. The biophysitin is what cleans away the debris. And I'm telling you about the Cetalytic Renew. When our cells are happy and they're filled with their mitochondria and water and fat and protein and carbohydrates, that's what a cell is. And
Oxygen.
Oxygen. Then there's a little synapse between. The little synapse is your LDL. Everybody thinks LDL is real bad. You need, if you don't have your synapse, which the LDL makes, which is the little bridge from this cell to that cell, well, then this one can't talk to that one, right? And so it's just so now when one cell stops functioning and becomes a malfunctioning cell, we got a malfunctioning here and a functioning cell. Now there's crap on the floor, right? In comes biophysitin. That is what I call, in Suzanne speak, I know I speak really basic, the broom. Sweep the floor, get that crap out of there, get the old dead cells out of there. Doesn't that make sense? I mean, I can go into the whole and use all the big words that all the doctors use and everything, but I have one talent, and my talent is I take all this stuff these doctors tell me, I call them again and again and again and again. Did you mean when you said, did you mean? Until I get it this basic, oh, it's a broom. Get rid of that crap on the floor. We women all know we don't like crap on the floor. I'm a great little housekeeper, aren't I, Ellen?
Well, guys don't like it either.
Yeah, no, and guys don't like it either. Sorry to be sexist like that.
Yeah, no crap on the floor.
No crap on the floor. So we've got a lot of great things for you tonight, and what a special day this is. We all know where we were 20 years ago. Do you remember? Tell me where you were. I'll tell you where I was. We were living in our little beach house in Malibu, and down the street from us lived Barry Manilow. No accident. He lived a few doors down from me on Malibu Road, and then he lived a few doors away from me here in the desert. And we all woke up that morning, didn't we? And we saw this thing that we couldn't believe. We couldn't believe. And Alan and I, we had a little teeny TV in the kitchen. We had a big one in the bedroom, but a little teeny one. We're both standing in front of the little TV in the kitchen, and then there's a knock on the door, and it's Barry, who had walked down the street. He said, "Can I be with you?" And I said, "Yeah." And then the three of us just stood there like that. I remember Camellia that night. You guys came over that night because we were all so traumatized. And Camellia, who was just 2 years old at the time, she goes, "Can we stop watching the explosion?" So typical of a little baby. But it was the most profound thing that any of us in this country, of our generations, our fathers, knew of this kind of assault and attack, but we didn't. We live in the bliss that is called America, the land of the free, and all of a sudden we are under attack. So when I'm watching TV today, and probably I'll watch it all day tomorrow, because every one of these testimonials just tears at my gut. I don't know about you. Tell me your stories. And God bless America. That's all I can say. America is the greatest idea there ever was, and let's not screw it up.
And as an immigrant, which I am.
You're an immigrant.
I
I'm gonna
usually
have a tequila with me on that one.
okay.
God bless America.
As an immigrant, and I think this is common to most immigrants. I know that both my parents were immigrants
Yeah,
to
they
Canada.
They were, and they lived through the Holocaust.
When they arrived, they literally got down on their hands and knees and kissed the ground.
Yeah. To be free. It's
Right.
all about to be free. Everybody wants to
think
come here to be free.
I think I have a greater appreciation of America than most people who were born here. And that's
Maybe
not
because we grew up in the bliss.
right.
You know, don't you agree,
Right.
Caroline? We grew up in this bliss that America is this great place. This is where we get to live.
That's why everyone wants to come here.
Yeah.
Look at what's going on
Yeah.
in the southern border.
I was
They all
just
want
watching an
in.
interview with Rudy Giuliani, who was America's mayor during that time. It's the first time I've seen him out in an interview in a long time. And he said he got to ground zero and said to the fire chief of New York, "How do we get the people off the top, above the fire?" And I've never seen Rudy like this. The police chief said, "If they're above the fire, we can't get them. We can try to get below the fire, but we can't get above them." And this was like a half hour ago, I saw Rudy, and started to weep and held it back, as men do. He said, I went to bed that night and I read Winston Churchill's. There's a chapter in a book I have to find out what did Churchill do when he was faced with something similar in his country, to give me fortification for somebody who's been through it, who knows what to do. Imagine the awesome responsibility, but boy, did he step up to the plate. Anyway, I never get political. I don't ever want to get political. I just want to appreciate with all of you, and I know, I can just feel you feel the same, that we love America and we want it to stay the way it's been through all our beautiful lives. How lucky we've been, how lucky. Now, I want to talk to you about yourselves, okay? It's no laughing matter. Oh, by the way, if you have a moment, go to YouTube and look up a movie I did called No Laughing Matter, where I played an alcoholic. And man, that was a hard movie for me to do. I had always talked about alcoholics and alcoholism. I never crawled into the soul of the alcoholic, and in this movie I had to go in there. Yikes, that was devastating. So anyway, it's an interesting watch. And I remember there's a producer named Jerry Weintraub. Remember he called you one day? He said, I'm just sitting here on a Saturday afternoon. I watched your wife in No Laughing Matter. And he said, because I wanted to know what it felt like to be that one. I know what it's like to be able to enjoy a tequila in the afternoon and not have to depend on having my feelings numbed, or to allow me to forget what I don't want to remember. And when you have to, and you're an alcoholic, which I'm sure had a lot to do with my father, it's pretty profound. I'm so glad I did that role. That's the last time I ever acted. I kind of did that movie and I thought, that's it. Now I want to go sing.
Well, you did, I don't know, 13 or 14 movies, features.
After that, did I do? No, I
TV
think,
movies.
Wasn't that the last movie? Wasn't that the 14th?
No, I don't know. But every time we did one of these movies, we looked at each other and said, let's not do another one of these.
TV features are awful because you have to pack up everything you have.
Actually, the best feature we ever did was in London.
Oh gosh,
where
that
they're
was so
civilized.
fun. We brought Bruce and Steven, and they had the best time. And we
there were 12.
Yeah, there were 12. Gosh, they had a good time. They went and saw everything, and the movie company would pick me up at the Dorchester Hotel at 9, not 4 like it is in American movies. And we'd drive to the set out in the countryside, and I was in a Rolls Royce. I'm Susie Mahoney in a Rolls Royce going out to the countryside. We'd film all the rest of the morning, and then we'd take a nice lunch break.
Well, first, before there was tea break.
There was tea break.
Tea break, and
yeah.
then lunch, and then after lunch, after a couple hours after lunch, it was tea break.
That's true.
And then at 5 o'clock, there was
home.
wrap up.
Go home. We'd go back to the Dorchester, and Bruce and Stephen would be there, and we'd have a lovely evening. And yeah, that was a fun movie. But the rest of the movies I've done were grueling. Getting up at 4:30 in the morning and sitting in a trailer at 5 o'clock, and I hated it. And then working till 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and then the producer would come in and say, do you mind if we go into golden time? And I'm nice, and I'd go, no problem. And then we'd get home at like 10 or 11, then get up again at 5. It's a gruesome schedule. That's why I stopped doing movies and love television so much.
As you're
I'm going
saying,
to talk to you about Cetalytics, yeah.
I think there were like 50,000 members of the Screen Actors Guild.
Yeah.
49,000 of those members would be thrilled to have this problem.
Yeah, I guess.
You know?
I like my life better. I like what we figured out. Okay, this Cetalytic. I really think this came out of A New Way to Age, that book. It's been updated. So I told you we put biophysitin in it. And that is what helps clean up the cellular debris. Now, the difference in this one is that once a week you take 3 capsules. Not bad. And it's still inexpensive. And think of it as the broom. Biophysitin as the broom. That's Suzanne speak all the way. Any scientist would go, oh my God, what's she talking about? But don't you like my easy speak? the cells break down. Cellular health is where it's at. And now I've got so that's the Cetalytic Renew. Now, there's...
Will you hold the labels up when she's talking about it so people know what to search for? You guys, everything at SuzanneSummers.com in the supplement category is 25% off today. And the promo code is daily25. So Suzanne's going to tell you about some of these wonderful daily supplements and why you might want to consider adding them to your regimen.
After you have embraced the concept of Cetalytic Renew, which is so cutting edge and so new, you won't see this in the health food store, and I didn't know anything about it until I started interviewing these doctors in my book, A New Way to Age. And then I said to Caroline, well, why don't we bring this to the public here, Cetalytic Renew? So you're going to take 3 now, and not 2, once a week, 3. And they're easy to get down. Now the next thing is R-lipoic acid. There's lipoic acid, but then there's R-lipoic acid, which means you absorb 100% with the R part. Lipoic acid takes the time it takes. And this is another thing for cellular health. So all these supplements are coming out for cellular health, and I think it's important we pay attention to cellular health. That's what you are. You're 65 to 75 trillion cells, and every one of them, the healthier your cells are, the less accelerated aging you will experience. And if the cells are who you are, and the membrane is protein, fat, and carbohydrate, so I'm going to talk about omega-3 essential fatty acids, essential for life, but we don't make it in our body. And then in the middle of the cell is the mitochondria, but the mitochondria is going to need CoQ10, which I'll tell you about in a minute, and other ingredients like the R-lipoic, which handles the fat and in the cell content, fat and water, okay? So the cell requires the mitochondria for your energy, the CoQ10 to be the ripcord on the energy, the water and the fat in the cell, and then the membrane must be made of protein, fat, and carbohydrate. So if you're not eating perfect, are you eating perfect? Are you?
I am.
Well, you are. You actually, I know you are.
Because I live with Dr. Summers.
Well, I want you and I to live for a long, long time.
Yep.
And I know the only way to live for a long, long time is to eat food that gives your body the building blocks that it needs to continue growing and not digressing.
And food that doesn't poison you.
And food that doesn't poison
you. You know, it used to be years ago, organic food was a lot more than conventionally grown food. That's not true anymore. Mm-hmm. Like organic chicken, I think it's an extra 10 cents a pound. Okay, that's it. And you're getting organic chicken.
Yeah.
Rather than, when you see the way chickens are raised and what they're fed against organic, you're going to buy organic. Same thing is true, you know, I'm not, you know, we're not in business with Walmart or Costco, but those are the 2 biggest distributors, sellers of organic food. Yeah. And what they've done is they've done that with organic food. What they've done with all their products, they take a very small markup, they make it available because they're selling volume.
Yeah.
So the complaint about, well, you know, organic food costs more, yeah, but it's pennies now.
This is where I choose to spend my money.
Right.
I use our money to buy the highest quality food that I can afford, supplementation that I can afford, and then aside from that I value sleep. Sleep is so important. Gosh, did you sleep well last night? If not, we have our Sleep Renew melatonin. It's so extraordinary. I take that every night, and it puts you to sleep. It's time release, so it puts you to sleep and keeps you asleep. Sleep, time release, Sleep Renew. It's awesome. And melatonin is a major antioxidant. And I was reading today, because I give you every night, you take niacin. I'm trying to find a way to take niacin for my heart that I don't flush. And I read today that niacinamide, which we do not make, is a great supplement for those people like me who can't handle niacin.
Why don't we make it?
I don't know. Talk to your president of your company. She's listening right now.
Okay. Caroline.
Yeah, that was that. Thanks, Al.
No, I'll look into it. I
Yeah.
think, some of these products, I don't know how if people would take that on their own if they weren't told by a doctor to take it.
Niacin or niacinamide?
Yeah. So I'll look into it.
Oh, we have
Yeah.
Dr. Summers.
Well, I'm not a doctor and I don't give advice.
But then, it's like if you're looking at someone's blood work and you're trying to help, help support a healthy cholesterol level or something along that regard. So I'll look into it and see if it's something that
Okay.
can be sold the way that we sell supplements.
And maybe when we start doing the doctor's interviews that we're going to do, this doctor I'm thinking of who recommended that Alan take niacin twice a day. I give it to you twice a day. He doesn't get any flushing. Nothing happens to Alan. And what I read today was the combination of niacin and melatonin is like a powerhouse of antioxidants. Plus it puts you to sleep. Plus it's good for your heart. So it's kind of a good thing. And I want to take niacin, but I can't. I saw your husband, my son, Caroline, taking, I said to him, the last time we were over at your house, I said, I noticed that your face was so red. Were you out in the sun? He goes, no, I took my niacin. And he gets that flush. And,
Every day.
Oh,
Yeah.
look. So he might look into niacinamide, which gives you the same protection without the awful. The 2 times I took niacin, I flushed like Bruce, and it's just awful.
He's so used to it, and this is the one that's the most effective for him.
Okay,
So
all right.
He doesn't have an issue with it.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
All
it's
right.
not fun, but
No, it looked painful when I looked at him. I saw this
he's
face.
so used to it.
He looked like his face was pulsating with red. It was like, oh my gosh. I thought,
Yeah, that's the reason I don't want to sell it.
oh, yeah. No.
It's, those kind of results can vary. So under a doctor's
So
care,
maybe what we can offer is the non-flush, which is niacinamide. So we'll look
I'll look into it. For sure.
Now, okay, so I talked to you about arlipoic. I talked to you about melatonin. I talked to you time-release melatonin. I talked to you about Cetalytic Renew. Now, back to the cells. I love the cells. Here's ubiquinol CoQ10. Ubiquinol is just another word for instant absorbing, okay? If you're going to take CoQ10, don't you want your body to go, thanks, I want it right now? And so inside every cell is the mitochondria, and that's your energy center of the cell. But what activates the energy center? Like a outboard motorboat, that's CoQ10. And people who are on statins get depleted from CoQ10. So that's something you should ask your doctor about. But I take CoQ10, I take 200 units every day. You take 300 units every day. And I have normally great energy. I was saying to Caroline today, I'm the one today who is dog tired. And what'd you say?
I said, you have a lot going on right now.
God. We are moving. For those of you who are new to the show, Alan and I have been in this beautiful paradise for 45 years. And on the 25th, all our families coming, children and grandchildren, all of who've grown up here. And I wanted to have one last great dinner in our dining room with china and crystal and white tablecloths, and the whole way I've been doing it all their lives. And we've had a magnificent experience here. But we've been here 45 years. Have you any idea what you can accumulate in 45 years? You don't
Hoard.
Yeah, hoard. You don't throw anything out. It's all too valuable and too great. Oh my God. And Alan and I, our bedroom upstairs here is like a little house. It's got his office, our bedroom, the bathroom, the hallway, the foyer, my dressing room, my office. It's a lot. I was telling Caroline when we started, my office is finally pretty much empty. It's almost sad. I've written at least 10 books in that office, probably more. And my energy is everywhere in that office, everywhere. But now every drawer I open, nothing in it. Every drawer I open, nothing in it. So next week, actually this weekend, what we're doing is Alan and I are starting to move our clothes out of our individual closets to the new house. The new house is not our house, it's an interim house. we're building a house, and with the pandemic, we couldn't get workers and we couldn't get supplies, and so now we've geared up again, but it put us off 6 months. So we're living in an interim house for 6 months, I hope only. And but you won't feel sorry for me. We're going to start doing shows from there. It's lovely, 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 and it's on a golf course, and it's beautiful and beautiful. Like, we're so lucky. I feel so grateful for all we are and have. But
and you know what, Suzanne, your author energy goes with you wherever you go.
Yeah,
and your family energy goes with you wherever your family goes, and the paradise that you and Alan have goes for you wherever you guys are.
Thank you very much, darling. I love you, and it's true.
Love you too.
It's true. And so in the new temporary house, we've already planned to have Thanksgiving there, and it's going to be lovely. I'm moving. It's interesting what you move. I'm moving all my pots and pans and dishes and glasses and silverware there. I don't want anyone else's. It has to be my kitchen. I can't imagine moving this person's stuff away and that person's stuff away and sticking my... So I said to the owner of the house, take everything out of the kitchen. I appreciate it so much, but take everything out so I can put only my stuff in there. So that's what we're doing.
So he took out the stoves and the ovens.
Come show them how cute you are, Al.
How cute I am.
He's so cute.
I don't know how
You
cute I
treat
am.
me so well. This man treats me so well. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
For me, the world's greatest husband. But
It's-
Caroline has one too. Yeah, I love you.
It's sort of a deal we made,
Yeah,
okay?
which is?
Well, you know what the deal we made.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Which
And-
one?
And you know what? It's not hard being who
What?
Suzanne considers to be a great husband.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, you are.
I don't have to
Oh, you
go
are.
out of my way
Well, he
to be
is.
a great husband. Whatever I'm doing, she loves it.
Mm.
And whatever you're doing, I love it. We are so blessed. Really.
Blessed.
Really.
You know, what
know-
I was
you
saying
know-
in that interview yesterday that we were doing with Catherine Ford, I said, I live in gratitude. And they, whoever they are, say that if you live in gratitude, it leaves little room for anything else. So whenever I have a negative thought coming in here, this side pushes it out and says, be grateful that you're not that. And be grateful for all you have. I'm grateful for you.
Well, thank
And
you.
I love you. Why do I do this to you all the time?
You're feeling I have some extra skin
No,
down
you
here.
don't. No, you don't.
I'm ready to donate to a
Yeah,
cell
let's go
bank.
get. I want to get rid of some skin here too. Maybe we go like with scissors to somebody somewhere.
You
What
get
do you
a-
think about that?
Get a twofer.
Yeah. Have you been reading me any questions? And you guys, Caroline and
Oh yeah,
Alan?
there was one I wanted to read.
Yeah, I want to know what you're thinking. I've asked you a lot of questions tonight, so tell me.
Okay. All right, here's one. This is from Jane Link. She said, I love your top and I enjoyed your cooking show the other night. Well, Janet, I love Suzanne's top too.
He's being bad. That's Bad Al. Janet, I'm sorry. He's just like Bad Al. But how great. I'm about to be 75 years old and I still turn him on. I don't get it. I don't get it. But you know what? You turned me on. I was out with you the other night. We were with some people. And you had your white jacket on. I think we'd done a show. And you had your collar pulled up. And your hair looks great. And your sunglasses. And you were sitting on the opposite end of the table, which I don't really like. I like to sit next to you. And I'm sitting there looking at you thinking, man, he's cool. That's what I was thinking. Man, he's cool. When you've been married to somebody and been with them for 54 years, is that how long?
Yeah, 54
You still
years.
feel that?
Yeah,
How
I'm
great.
sick of it.
How
Yeah.
great. You know, it's gratitude and looking at everything that's good about the other person in your life rather than all the stuff that pisses you off. Because there's stuff that pisses me off about Ellen. Here's my main piss off thing.
Oh, I
Here
can
it comes.
hardly wait.
I'll be sitting, we like to watch television. So I'll be sitting in my chair and the television is on. And when Alan finds something interesting on television, he stands up and stands right in front of it. So now I'm looking at his back and I can't see anything on the television. That kind of bugs me.
Well, no, but no. The other thing is that also bugs you is
What?
that we're watching television and I'm controlling the clicker.
Oh,
When they say,
Oh.
so the answer is
oh, bad.
click.
Oh, gosh, awful.
Okay. Now I
Who
bought.
controls the
hold it.
clicker in your house, Caroline?
It rotates.
Oh, see, they're like
Okay, but I did better than that. I bought you your own clicker, okay?
no.
And by the following morning, you couldn't find it. And we tore the bed apart. I crawled under the bed.
Somehow I
It was-
think you.
No,
had-
I swear to you.
I-
No, I would never do that.
Somehow I
No,
think.
no, I would never do that.
All right.
I think you had 2 clicks and you never saw it again. We never found it. Honestly, I had nothing to do with you losing your, as we refer to it, cricker.
Hold the vitamin D3. I love talking.
By the
about
way, the reason we call it a cricker is because when we work with, what was his name?
I don't know, Al.
The comic at the New York State Fair.
Rodney Dangerfield.
No. With the violin.
Henny Youngman.
Henny Youngman. Henny
They
Youngman.
don't even know who Henny Youngman. Do you
No.
know who Henny Youngman
He
is,
had a
Caroline?
joke.
I've heard of the name, but I don't know
Okay.
him.
All right.
Yeah, he had.
An
know his
old,
work.
old vaudevillian.
Oh, yeah.
And
Henny-
I am old enough to have had him as my opening
Right.
act.
And one of his jokes was, one of his jokes is, take my wife, please. And then his other joke was, I bought 10 Japanese cameras and they all said crick. By the way,
You got to know Henny Youngman to find
by
that
the
funny.
way, I was in
What,
Tokyo for
honey?
3 weeks in the 60s
Yeah,
for the
and
Olympics.
what did you do there? Tell them, because
Okay,
I like
I was
to,
a commentator.
about
okay.
the
Sports.
no, Olympics.
Olympics. It
You
was
were
the
Jim
Olympics.
McKay of
It was
the
the
CBC.
it was
he
the
was the
18th
voice of the Canadian
No, I
Olympics.
wasn't. I was
Yes,
just
you
one of
were.
them. I was
no.
one of them.
Oh, you're so
It was the 18th
modest.
Olympiad,
Yeah.
okay, and I was thrilled to be there. And in those days, there was no problem, getting into the Olympic
I'm glad that was
Village.
before I met you. Did you have girlfriends in Japan?
No,
No, you wouldn't dream.
I never had a girlfriend before you. You were my first girlfriend.
Girlfriend?
Yeah.
Meaning that I was the one? That
You were it.
Like it.
You were it.
I want to talk about vitamin D3.
Okay.
One of the things I'm so pleased with, Alan and I have been taking, there's controversy about this. These are 5,000 IUs. You can take one a day. Because I had cancer, I personally, for me, this is not recommended. It's recommended you take 5,000, but we take 10,000. With this whole pandemic, they're saying make sure your vitamin D3 levels are high and your zinc levels are high. And do you know what I've been giving you every day for at least 20 years?
Zinc?
And vitamin D3. And only
Right.
since the pandemic did I up the amount. But I'm not recommending to you to do that. Just take one pill of these a day and take our zinc picolate, which you can get on our website, zinc picolate.
Picolate.
And it's very protective. It's very protective of the immune system. Right now, it's all about the immune system. And somebody that I want to bring to you, and I just wrote to Caroline about it, is Dr. Dip Maharaj. Dip Maharaj is somebody I've interviewed in at least one book. I think it was Breakthrough, but I think I've interviewed him in two books, because I think he was also in Knockout. He has a clinic in Boynton Beach, Florida, where he does stem cell treatments. And also, his whole thrust is keeping the immune system at optimum. So I talked to Caroline. We haven't set it up yet, but I want to bring him on split screen so that he can tell you, and I can pull out of him, because doctors get into their doctor speak. You'll see how I work with them. I pull it out of him to simplify what he's saying. And I said to him the other day, I'm going to have to simplify you when you come on. He goes, I know, I speak in my lofty scientific terms. I said, I'll break it down. Don't worry about that. But anyway, we're bringing to you in the future so that you don't just hear from me as a lay person. I'd like you to hear from the people who are in the trenches, don't you? So anybody asking any questions? It just feels like nobody's asking questions.
No, they're
A
not.
lot of people are asking about, do you recommend taking vitamin K2 with the vitamin D?
Absolutely. Absolutely. K2 is so protective for your heart. So what does it do? Your heart, your arteries want to take calcium into the arteries, which block your arteries, right? Blockage. K2 gets in your system. I'm being Suzanne again, Suzanne speak, and says, whoa, calcium, come over here. I want you in the bones. Come here. Oh, in the bones, and then clears the blockage, supports, helps, all these things. I can't say anything does anything, but you get the picture. K2 is really important as a traffic cop to move the calcium that could create calcium deposits in your arteries over into your bones where you want the calcium. We need calcium, and we need K2 in our bones, okay? Does that make sense? All right.
Goes to me.
Now,
Okay.
Resveratrol, another one. Kind of miraculous. I remember in the late 70s, Barbara Walters did an interview with a doctor she was actually having an affair with. Good for
Oh.
Barbara.
Ooh la la.
Yeah, good for Barbara.
Barbara
And
had
so-
an affair?
I hope so.
I
Many times.
interviewed.
She was a sexy lady.
Remember, I interviewed Barbara Walters.
That was Barbie Benton.
Barbie Benton.
Yeah,
Barbara Walters.
yeah.
And I asked her, "Does anyone ever hit on you?" And she thought that I meant, "Has
Hit?
anyone ever hit
Man?
you?"
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So I wasn't sure that she had a active social life.
She was a sexy lady, and she was
Yeah.
successful.
Very
and
successful.
Had a lot of power, and I'm sure that was very attractive to a lot of men. I always liked Barbara. One of my best interviews of my career was with Barbara Walters. And although she ambushed me, but it's okay, because that's a great interviewer. Anyway.
So, Charmaine, I love that name.
Yeah.
Charmaine Hanslet said,
Yeah.
let me read this.
Okay.
"You guys look so cute. What's the secret to your long, happy marriage?"
What is it, Al?
Great sex.
Oh, yeah, we have a whole show dedicated to that next week.
Oh, let's not talk
Oh.
about our sex life. Next
Oh.
week, we talk about our sex life.
We should do it from bed.
No. Ew.
Yeah.
It was all the secrets of
Ew.
Yeah, why
your
not?
happy marriage.
Why not? We'll do it from bed. Everyone goes to bed. Everyone does what we do. What's the big deal?
Al.
We did shows from bed for a year.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Remember? Me with the broken neck?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think Suzanne is happy that she can work
Yeah.
outside of bed and
Thank you,
be back for
darling.
bed.
Thank you. I knew there was a reason I chose you as my daughter-in-law and president of our company. Resveratrol. Okay, I loved so Barbara Walters, back to Barbara Walters. So they did a 1-hour special on ABC on resveratrol. Think reservation, resveratrol. Resveratrol it comes from the grape plant. There are other places it comes from, but this predominantly from the grape plant. And so when the people who raise grapevines notice that the grapevine has a fungus, they realize that the fungus kind of rectified itself because the plant itself produced something called resveratrol, which ate and killed the fungus. Now, it took a lot of work in the lab to figure this out. They didn't know, oh, here comes the plant saving itself. But why? Why with all that fungus? Fungus is like Little Shop of Horrors. Why are these plants living? And then they did in lab work, and this was on that special with Barbara Walters and her liaison, realized that it is an incredible opportunity for us to take a supplement that helps support the immune system to keep you from failing.
Longevity.
Thank you.
Activate your,
Thank you.
activate your longevity.
Thank you. Thank you. I could feel you thinking. Thank you. We have to be very careful when we sell supplements to not oversell and not to make claims. And I really try to not make claims about anything, but I so believe in supplementation. Our food, and even the food Alan and I eat, that we grow, that we buy, it's all organic. There's nothing in this house that's not organic, and I know in Caroline's house too. We eat organic. Why? My son Stephen said to me one day, who is Alan's son, my stepson, he said, "Why wouldn't you eat organic?" And I thought, yeah, why wouldn't we? We can afford it. It's not that much more expensive. And now today, it's kind of almost the same as regular. It's just you have to have the...
In your financial world,
Uh-huh.
it seems almost regular, but for a lot of people, it's really a lot more. It's just, you can get very cheap, inexpensive processed food, and if you're
Yeah.
really strapped for cash,
Yeah.
that is how a lot of people
Yeah.
have to eat. Unfortunately, it just creates a myriad
Yeah.
of problems later
Yeah.
for all the reasons
You're right.
that you're saying.
You're
so,
right.
you know, where you can,
If you can not get this to be able to buy organic food in the big picture, in your longevity, in your health, if you can do without that to be able to afford that, I can't even imagine recommending anything more beneficial to you and your health. I didn't plan to be this person. I really love singing, and I love being Chrissy Snow, and I love comedic timing, and I love all that stuff, but getting cancer for me 20 years ago was so important. It's listen to what I'm saying, the greatest thing that ever happened to me, because it changed me and my approach to life and health. It put me on the path of writing these books, and I look at this as God gave me cancer so I could do this with my fame, to write these books so that I can help first me and Al and Caroline and Bruce and all of us, and then you. Health is all there is. That's all there is. So, all right. Now, the next thing, so we've got...
Hold it.
Before you move on from the resveratrol, you know,
Okay.
a lot of people think like, well, I'll have red wine because it has resveratrol.
Yeah, right.
And
It does.
you have to
we've all
drink
learned that resveratrol is good for us. So
4,000 bottles of red wine.
No, only 700 glasses.
Okay.
700 glasses of red wine you would have to consume. Oh, is this going to have one of these things on it?
So
all right.
1,000 first
one
dates.
little capsule in here.
To get the amount of resveratrol that you would get in one dose of Suzanne's resveratrol, you would have to drink 700 glasses of red wine.
And
She's
20
also loaded it with quercetin and fisetin, and there's one more.
and the equivalent of 20 cups of blueberries, which are so good for you, that's the quercetin. I mean, this
Yeah, the amount of quercetin
this-
that's in 20 cups of
here, Al,
blueberries
hold that
is
up.
the amount of
Okay.
quercetin in that one dose.
yeah, it's
Okay.
You get a lot
incredible.
of other nice things from blueberries.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I've got...
That is an amazing antioxidant.
Yeah.
Okay, I have someone
That's for you.
who's called 1,000 First Dates who
Okay.
says, I usually spend $250 a week just for me on groceries. What is he or she eating? How can you spend $250 a week for one person?
I don't know.
Maybe they're buying...
Protein is very expensive these days. I
No,
can
no,
see.
no. Just
You eat
think,
steak every day, or-
$250
Yeah, it's a lot.
a week for one
yeah.
person?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
What do you... Tell me what you're doing.
I don't know.
Maybe
I don't know.
maybe she's buying
Now I
something
want
else.
to talk about, you show that, resveratrol. Now I want to talk about curcumin. I love talking about curcumin. Curcumin is really turmeric. And I remember, and I've told you this before, I interviewed in one of my books Dr. Khalil Mahmood. He's from Pakistan, a really incredible oncologist. He said, you know, I'm from a third world country, and we have much less cancer in our country, in Pakistan, than you do in your country. I said, wow, why? He said, I can narrow it down to two things. He said, A, we nurse our babies for about 4 years, which is protective for the mother and the child for breast cancer. He said, secondly, it's the spices we eat. And the main spice that we eat in almost everything we cook is turmeric. Turmeric, what's this
I love
here?
turmeric.
Turmeric and curcumin,
Curcumin,
and
yeah.
give me some more Indian spices, Caroline, because you use them all the time.
Rosemary,
Ginger,
garlic.
paprika,
Yeah.
cumin, garam masala.
Garam masala, that's the one I'm thinking of. Make yourself a curry. Our next cooking show, I want to do a curry for you, because it's all about the spices, and the spices are antioxidants. Antioxidants eat free radicals. What are free radicals? Free radicals are all the chemicals that come into your body from the food you eat, gets into the GI tract. The chemicals you put on your skin if you're not using organic skincare. And the third way is the air you breathe. If you don't have the HEPA filter or an IQ filter in your house, and you clean your house with chemicals, which we do not, that creates that creates a chemical assault that the body can't handle. Our livers, remember our livers over here, are groaning, and they make glutathione, our most powerful antioxidant, and our livers can't handle it anymore. And so curcumin is a antioxidant that eats the bad guys, the free radicals. That's the easiest way I can say it to you. I take this, Alan doesn't know. Alan lets me, I give him a little thing every day of everything to take. He doesn't ask me one question because I have his best interest at heart, which you know. And you have curcumin every single day. You have a multivitamin every single day. You have vitamin D3 every single day. You have niacin. You have quercetin. You have CoQ10 every single day. You have fish oil every single day. You have R-lipoic acid. You have Cetalytic Renew every Friday. And D3 you have every single, I think I said D3. I'm taking care of you, honey.
So folks,
yeah.
If anything strange ever happens to me,
never will.
Okay, you can point the
Yeah.
finger,
At
this finger
this,
right
this,
here.
this person here who so adores you that I will do everything to keep you alive and healthy for a long time. Long time. I think of going forward in 20 years. You and I have 20 more years, and then I've also asked God, at the 20-year point, can I renegotiate? Because if Al's still kicking, what will you be in 20 years? 85, 95, 105?
I'll be 105, but according to the test that I just took,
you're younger than me.
okay, I will be 80.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that we are more in control than we realize, and we're in control of our health. And it doesn't mean you're not going to get a big fist. We're living in the greatest environmental assault in the history of humanity. So, what you can do it. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I thought you were finished.
You can do everything right and still get the big fist. That's a factor.
Yeah.
But if you get the big fist, and you know what I'm talking about, if you are already eating right and thinking right and sleeping right and loving right, you have the best chance of beating it. Yes, Caroline.
Some people are asking how many supplements you can take together. Can you take them at the same time, or do you have to spread them out?
Well, I think you have to listen to your GI tract. Like, I have to have my Gut Renew smoothie in the morning. The reason I have to have it is because I want to keep my gut healthy, but also I'm now just in love with the one you created, the peanut butter and banana and chocolate and almond milk and all that. It's thick. And so I can get like a handful of supplements in me while I'm drinking my supplement, and I can get 40 down in the morning throughout the gradual drinking of my smoothie, and I'm so happy I can do that. If you take supplements on an empty stomach, you could get a little nauseous, so I would highly recommend, for every reason I can think of, is have a Gut Renew smoothie and then take your supplements with that smoothie. Don't you agree, Caroline?
Yeah, I mean, on each bottle, it will tell you if there's anything specific, if you should take it with food or without food, or if you should take it in the morning or the evening. It will always tell you. Otherwise, it will just say take 1 daily or take 2 daily. And then it's just up to you. So, I have certain supplements that I have to take on an empty stomach, and others that I definitely take with food, or I take a lot of them right before I go to sleep, because then if there is any, if anything's kind of making you nauseous, I just sleep through it. It doesn't even bother me.
Well,
and also, I just kind of procrastinate, and sometimes I forget to take them, and so I'll just take them all right before I go to bed.
When I see that I haven't taken my supplements throughout the day, and it's sitting in that little dish next to my side of the bed, I go, and I have to sit up for a while after I take it. I've got to let it slink down. Anyway.
Crystal Ray wants to know if it's safe to take Sleep Renew or melatonin every night.
Oh.
She doesn't sleep well without it.
Oh, it's not only safe, I think it's imperative for supporting health. Sleep is a game changer. If you're not sleeping, you're going to have accelerated aging. That's just the way it is. The people who look all whacked out, I bet anytime you see anybody who looks all whacked out, you can say, do you sleep well? No, I don't sleep well at all. A lot of people wake up at 3 in the morning, and I remember interviewing Dr. Gallitzer in one of my books, and he said, If you wake up at 3 in the morning, it's usually, but not always, usually a thyroid issue. So if you do, go to your doctor and have your thyroid measured. If your thyroid isn't right, you're not right. If your gut isn't right, you're not right. If your gut isn't right, your gut-brain connection loses its conversation. If you only did one thing, I'd get the Gut Renew. We just have to order another 72 tons. Oh my God. We never make any money on it because we're always ordering and then also, this is vitamin C and zinc, immune support. It's almost tasteless. You can put it in with your Gut Renew smoothie, and it's really important to get enough vitamin C and enough zinc.
Or just delicious in a glass of water.
Or delicious in a glass of water. We do not make anything that tastes shitty. Excuse me.
Okay, here's the deal. Because we're starting to round the horn here, okay? 25% off all the supplements.
Yeah.
Promo code DAILY25 at SuzanneSummers.com.
Now, I want to talk to you because I've got to read it about multivitamins. It's nice to think you could take a multivitamin and get everything you need. And in our multivitamin, because you can't imagine we'd make a crappy one. Naturally, it's the very last page. No. Arliponic acid. No. Oh, whatever.
So what did you want to say? What did you want to say?
I want to say, if you just don't want to take a gaga handful of supplements, at least take a multivitamin. I'm going to put my glasses on to see if I can read what's in the back here because I can't find the page. Okay, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D3, vitamin E, thiamine, which is vitamin B1, vitamin B2, niacinamide, niacin, okay. B6, folate, vitamin B12, biotin, pantothenic acid, which is calcium, iodine, magnesium, zinc, selenium, manganese, chromium, molybdenum, inositol, alpha-lipoic acid, natural mixed tocopherols, bioquercetin, marigold flower extract, apigenin, okay, boron and lycopene. Okay, it's kind of loaded, I would say. Might want to try that. Okay.
Yeah, and this in no way compares to what you might find at the regular drugstore. You know, if you're taking something that says you can take one capsule a day, you're not getting the kind of protection that you're getting. So if you're trying to compare this with other products, take a look at the % daily values of each of those supplements that Suzanne's included in there. This is just a great way to cover your bases.
Yeah. We try here at our little company, we're just a little company, we work with the top, the Life Extension Scientific Advisory Board of 26 doctors, scientists, and professionals, plus all the doctors that I've interviewed in all my books, which is one of the great thrills of my life, is I've used my fame to get to the best and brightest. I've used my fame for the better good. I hope you understand that. We bring you the best that we know of, and I stand behind everything that we bring to you. So it's the end of our show now, and I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm going to know what we're having for dinner, Caroline.
What?
I made that summer pot roast again. It's been cooking all day with little baby new potatoes, and we're having an artichoke to start, and then a bowl of summer pot roast, which is in a bowl with great broth that's been cooking in carrots and mushrooms and onions and tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, and then little baby potatoes. And that's what we're going to go do now and have our great dinner. I love you all.
Delicious.
Yeah, it's really, it feels just what I want tonight. And remember this, I say this every night, but I mean it so much. It's not who you are. It's not what you do. It's not what you have. It's only about who you love and who loves you. Love is where it's at. I love you. Good night, everybody. We'll see you again on Monday, okay? Good night, Caroline.
Good night, and love you.
I love you too.
Love you.